this is me at the end of all of the vlogs making an introduction for the second half, because apparently I talked for like, I don't know, an hour or so. So I'm going to break it up into 2 videos. So here you go. Here's part 2 of the continuation of the vlog from Saturday morning's Babble session, where I have a real coffee cup. Bye. And I wanted to tell everybody something. I'm not getting graphic. It's not disgusting. I hope it's not disgusting. I hope you don't find it disgusting, because it's not meant to be disgusting. But I can finally use the bidet. And what a game changer. What a freaking game changer. Why don't we use bidets in the United States? Why do we just waste toilet paper? Now, I'm not saying that I'm not accustomed to using toilet paper. But the difference is when you go number 2, instead of using like 3 wipes full of toilet paper, I only need 1 now to like dry my butt. Like, that's it. And I use so much less. And eventually I probably will like just be like, well, just dry your butt, you know, like whatever. But I don't even know, like, it's like the greatest thing. It was $10 on Black Friday, or it might have been, I think it was $20 on Black Friday, and my sister got it for $10 on clearance. But it's like the greatest thing ever. And my sister lives in Las Vegas, so her water is warm that comes out of the ground. Mine is not. And it's still, Jim's like, it's refreshing. It'll wake you up in the morning. I was like, yeah, it will. But it's such a, and with everything that's going on with the chemotherapy, and I mentioned this before, I'm not trying to get graphic, but the chemotherapy is poison. It is toxic. And when it comes out in your urine stream, that's what can cause, that's part of what can cause issues downstairs. And that's why I've always used, or have been using, baby wipes since I first had the issue downstairs, and the doctor said use baby wipes. But with the bidet, it cleans it all off. Like, you don't even need the baby wipes, and it saves you money in the long run. I'm sure it's using more water, but not a ton. It's not less than it is to flush the toilet. You know, I just think it's amazing. Like, what? Why don't we have them in the United States? I know Today I Found Out is a channel. There's a channel called Today I Found Out, and I really love it. He did a whole episode on bidets. He's from Great Britain, or England specifically, I think. And he did a video on why we don't use bidets in the United States. I think he said something like they're trying to break from the monarchy when the United States was first founded, kind of thing. But I have to tell you, each and every time I can do something like this, that is more of my old life. Actually, I have a little bit of a cry. I do. I'm getting emotional now just thinking about it, honestly. When I was able to sit up and fold laundry the other day. When I walked into the restaurant with my rollator yesterday. I will tell you, I was tired. And Jimmy rolled me to the restaurant. But then I got up and I walked to the table. Because it was just about, like, navigating. Every time I do something that is more of my normal life, it's very moving. I mean, yeah. So, excuse me. But this morning, not only do I want to share with you that coffee, but the good olds are back. So every morning now, with the chemotherapy, they tell you to drink at least 8 ounces of water. And I used to chug this everything first thing in the morning to help my digestive system. Japanese water purification, it was called when I first found it out. This is what I do. I take a sip of this, I take my chemotherapy, and I drink the rest. So they tell you to have a minimum of 8 ounces of water with your chemotherapy. I do 24. And then I'm back to having my regular big mason jar cup. You know. It's little things like that that may not be important to some others. The big water cup is now out in the living room. The big 64 ounce one. But That one's not insulated. So that's what this is. So I can get ice in here and it's still cold the next day. Sorry, I just have like dandruff, or something, a dry itch scalp, or maybe my blood pressure's going up. Who the heck knows? Do you want to see what I found this morning? Oh my God, you guys, it's really bad. I was like brushing my hair and I was like, Jim, oh my gosh, comb it over. No, I'm just kidding. It is what it is. But anyway, finally my nails are growing, my hair is like falling in. Do you see? Now I broke this one. And because this is my right hand, I know it's going to tend to be more of utilitarian anyway. These two curve up. Now, they curve up more than they ever used to because I had that infection last year from the mucositis, or the beginning of this year. But this one has always curved up. Well, technically these two, because these are my writing fingers. And I've got the writer's nub here has always caused this nail to grow up. And this one, because I have the pressure point here from writing, always causes this nail to go up. This one goes up a tiny bit for the same reason. Like, imagine when you're holding a pencil. Do you guys have the writer's nub? I have a writer's nub, an artist's nub, or whatever you want to call it. But because we do so much more typing than we do writing, it's kind of going down. But it still causes the nail to do that. As a matter of fact, this finger has an ingrown nail on this side normally. It has grown out, which is great. But I guess if it broke down again, that would be an issue. But because of the writing nub, it started to grow this way one day. Anyway, that's my nail story. I do want to get them done. I'm going to go to a place and get them done. But this one broke the other night. I guess it was chipped and I didn't realize it. And I was like doing this with my hair and it got caught. I was in bed, moving the hair out of my eyes. And it got caught and started to like come off. So I was like, oh, well, that's got to go. So I peeled it off. And you guys, this is the funniest thing. I put it on my nightstand because it was dark. And I didn't want to make a lot of noise with Jimmy and turn the lights on and stuff. And I didn't want to miss the garbage can. So I put it on the nightstand. And I got the nail file and I slowly just like, so it wouldn't be snaggy. And the next day we woke up and we're having coffee time. And I was like, is there a nail on the table? And he's like, yeah, why? I was like, I just didn't want to throw it on the floor and miss the garbage can and have to step on it tomorrow. So he's like, oh, okay. But yeah, I get to the point now where I'm like, oh, my nail's broke, you know. I don't know. It's a weird situation. And who knows, when I start crafting again, they might go. They might get in my way from doing stuff. They do get in my way of doing stuff now. I'm not going to lie. When I have to change out my earring or Jimmy's earring or we take it off to clean it, they're in the way. Like, because I can't pinch the thing. I can't pinch the thing properly because there are nails there. And then I can't pinch them with the nail because the nails are like slick and the metal just like slips around the... So a little bit of that's a learning curve, getting this earring off. You know, it's a little bit of a learning curve, so. But I think I'm going to go through my jewelry box, which we moved the jewelry box in here. I don't even give you guys a tour of the room. And I never even posted the video of us putting the nightstands up. So, since the commode is gone, I was going to put the black bench back in here. The black benches, they're black... like ottoman benches, and they store our extra linens, basically like the clean sheets, the extra towel, extra blankets and stuff like that. So when we got the commode and we put the chair here, we moved those into the guest room. They basically make like a corner unit for guests to sit. I made like a little corner bench. And my sister, when she was here, that's when we did it. She loved it. She was like, oh, this is great. I can sit there and I can read my book and drink my coffee if I want to. If I'm not visiting with you if you're sleeping. So I was like, oh, okay. And now, so now that Lisa's there, she's made the room her own a bit. And I was like, well, do you use them? And she's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Because if you wanted to make more room, I could take one out. And she was like, no. She's like, it's fine. So what I did instead was we took out the jewelry box. So I used to have a tall jewelry box that I got from my sister and my brother-in-law. That was in this room for a long time. I think you guys probably saw it 1,000 times. It's a stand-up one with the cabinet. I have a video on my channel where I swapped out when I was purging jewelry. So Sally took that one, and her friend was giving her one. That was like a lighter tone wood. And Sally took the one that matches her furniture. The cherry one matches her furniture better. And we took the light colored one because it's smaller. And we were downsizing. So Jim took his jewelry box and downsized it. And I took my jewelry box and downsized it. And we saved just the things that were like precious, like, you know, sentimental, that type of thing. And things that we wear. Like the one thing that I don't wear that I keep, and it's kind of sounds stupid, but I keep my wedding jewelry. Because I want to. It's costume jewelry, but if I ever dress up in my wedding dress again to go to a Renaissance festival or whatever, I will have the jewelry to go with it. And I have since. Excuse me. I have since. I've done that before, you know. But the other thing is, I have little hoops, and I wanted to switch this out to a little hoop. I had a big hoop in there at one point, if you guys remember. But it kept getting like I wear this to bed. This is an eye mask with Bluetooth speakers in it. I wear this to bed. I listen to my movies. It's rechargeable. And what happened when I had the hoop was this would press, and every time this would move, it would take it with it, and it just was annoying. But it was a bigger hoop. That was the thing. That's what I started to get to. So I have a smaller hoop. I want to see if that works. If not, I found one on Amazon that's called a huggable hoop, and it's supposed to be really, really tiny just to go around the space. So, but I recommend this. This is from Five Below. They didn't have it available at the Five Below when I was here, and my sister actually purchased it in Las Vegas and sent it to me because I was like, if you go to Five Below, it's a above 5 item. It was $8 or $10. But let me tell you something, worth every stinking penny. Now it does have this doesn't have removable speakers like the one from Amazon that was just a headband. The speakers and the power box were removable so that you can throw this in the wash. This one you have to spot clean. So basically I take like the shout wipes and I just like wipe them down, you know, and I keep it clean that way. Especially with like the eye irritations and stuff, you want to make sure that you keep that part especially clean. And of course with the ear, like an open wound on your ear, you want to make sure you keep it clean, but that's how I clean it. The box does come out of its little thing, and it's kind of annoying sometimes when it does. The plug will pull on, like if I don't carefully place it and the plug snags it, it'll pull it out, and it's a little bit of a difficult process to get it back in, but I'm telling you, it's so worth it. It would be better, I'm not going to lie, it would be better if the speakers were removable, because then you could throw it in the wash machine. But I love it. I do. It's game changer. And now that we're probably going to be adjusting our schedule, our sleep schedule again. So this was good because we used to go to sleep at 8 o'clock at night and the sun was still out. Now it's going to be good when we're sleeping later. So Jimmy's got a job that's at night. He works 4 to 10s, and it's not overnight, which is great. So we don't have to worry about sleeping alone. But we're slowly adjusting our schedules. I now no longer take my medicine at 5 o'clock in the morning. I have taken the last week to adjust it to, starting tomorrow, I'll start taking it at 7 o'clock in the morning. So basically I did 2 days of 5:30, 2 days of 6, 2 days of 6:30, and now I'm getting ready to go to 7. So, no longer getting out at 5 o'clock in the morning to take the chemotherapy. 7 o'clock is still early when we go to bed at like midnight, but I am able to fall back to sleep. So I usually get up, drink my water, take my medicine, go pee, and then go back to bed. Which is another reason the eye mask is really good because, you know, it could be bright at 7 o'clock in the morning. So we used to have blackout curtains when Jimmy worked overnights, but we've since gotten rid of them because it brightens up the room to have just the white curtains, which by the way, we didn't wash in spring cleaning, and we really should have. Excuse me one second. Sorry about that. I had a notification of something that I had to take care of, so I asked her. She told me, and then I did, and then I came back. Again, life. It's amazing to have some normality in your life. And of course, normal is very subjective. Just saying. What's normal to one is not normal to another. Let's remember that, please, people. Would we get along a lot better if we looked at somebody's weirdness and said, how wonderfully normal of them and their normality? Like, life would be so boring if we were all the same anyway. Why do we try? Why do we try to be like each other? Why do we try to be like another person? Jimmy, I wore my plaid Harry Potter pants out the other day, and he's like, are you wearing those? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, oh, I thought they were pajamas. And I was like, so? Even if they were pajamas, why does it make a difference? It's 2022. What do I care? It's one of those things, too. It's like 2022, what do I care? But it's also like 2022. I have stage 4 renal cell carcinoma. I haven't got that much time left to live with my wild pants. So I'm going to live with my wild pants. But meantime, he can dress like a Nordic Viking, and that's fine with me. I don't care. You don't even judge. You going to wear that? Okay, good. You're going to be warm enough? Good. That's all I need to know. Okay. None of that stuff makes a difference. If it made a difference, I'd be like, really? Another wolf shirt? But instead, I buy them for him because I know he loves them. So, whatever. I did say something to him yesterday. I love the Fry Life clothes. And he wears his Fry Life, Celebrate the Little Things all the time. He actually wears it to bed when he's cold. But he wanted to wear it to dinner last night for his birthday. And I was like, okay. I'm not judging your outfit, but are you going to change? Because like that literally is your pajamas. Like the other day you were like, oh, are those pajamas? No, they're not. But regardless, I was like, if you're comfortable in it, that's fine. I said, but it's also 82 degrees out and you have a long sleeve shirt. So he just ended up throwing a Nordic shirt over it. I don't know why. It was kind of weird. It was weird to me. I was like, is he doing it because he is celebrating and he thought it was a good idea? He never told me. He said he doesn't know why, but he wanted to wear it. So I was like, okay. I mean, again, I'm like, are you going to wear that? Are you like, we dress up usually when we go out to dinner. Usually he wears something like I've got birthday pictures where he's got on his like red vest and his red hat. And he's like so sharp and like sharp dressed man. I was like, it's your birthday. You can do what you want. I mean, you can't wear your birthday suit because it's against the law, but you know, you would wear that if you want to. It's your birthday. Anyhow, yeah, excuse me. I have on my Hogwarts shirt that actually is like I always call them Britney Spears tops, but it's like, it's almost cut off. Basically, I roll it underneath because it's a tight t-shirt that holds my bandages on. In fact, it's a t-shirt that I bought smaller on purpose and then have dried ever since. We wash this with Jimmy's clothes so that I can wear it. And I was like, I like his t-shirts. I like wearing his t-shirts and everything, but I love to rep the Hogwarts, you know? I'm just saying. Just saying. So, that's it. That's my day. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I want to do tons of different things with my hair. And now that I have that brand new bald spot, or a bigger bald spot, I want to really do it. I want to put lots of little braids in it and then dye it purple. Okay, I got that purple hair dye I want to try. And I want to gradiate it. So basically, you put 1 inch, wait a half an hour, put like a second inch, or not a half an hour, I think it's like 15 minutes. So you put on some, you wait 15 minutes, you put on a little bit more, you wait 15 minutes, and basically the bottom will develop for like an hour by the time the rest is done. So you just put it on in layers. You can do like the different thicknesses, but really it's more about the timing. So I was like, oh, if I do braids and I do that, it'll be like, oh, it might look marbly or whatever. I don't know. I want to play. I just want to play. Look, when I was a kid, I played. When I was a teenager, I was an adult. Basically, my brother was born when I was 12, and I pretty much stopped playing when I was 16. And by the time I was 21, I was done playing because I had to raise a 9-year-old. Now, was I playful? Yes. I was still a nursery school teacher and had nieces and nephews that were little and a brother that was little. And of course, I watched the Ninja Turtles and Thundercats and played action figures and that kind of thing. But that was more like I felt like an adult who got to play than I did as a child or a young adult or a teenager, depending on what year we're talking about. So now I'm 52 and I want to play, and I'm going to play, and I don't care who likes it or doesn't. People like, oh, I hate the baby talk. Well, I don't give a two hoots and rattles and poop, poop, poop that you don't like baby talk. I don't care. I want to say potty, I say potty. It's really funny because I have like this thing, and I do it with Sharon a lot. Lisa's done it lately, but my cousins, when you hear certain things, you just go ahead and you want to mimic them or add a line to it or just finish the thought, or it pops a thought into your head. So one of them is, my sister-in-law had this sign in her bathroom that said, if you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie and wipe the seat. It's old. I mean, her kids are 30 and, oh gosh, 30 and 28. Anyway, sorry. But my home health aide, that's what she says, tinkle. She's like, I gotta go tinkle. And I was like, if you tinkle when you sprinkle, if you sprinkle when you tinkle, because when you want seating. And she's like, okay, I get it. She's like, I know you're gonna say it. And I was like, I know, I'm sorry, I just can't stop. Sometimes I have to like control myself. But the baby talk sometimes just comes with like mimicking children when they were little. Like my friend Joyce, if you're there watching, I love you and I miss you so much. She taught me that her son couldn't say napkin, so he called it a mapkin. And now I always say, can you pass me a napkin? I just do. Is it baby talk? Maybe. Is it just endearing to me? Yes, I love it. One of my individuals in one of the first group homes I worked in, he used to say, you know what happened? Instead of what happened. He just couldn't say happen. He couldn't get his mouth didn't do those things. And he didn't have great, age-appropriate vocal skills. This is how he talked. And we just, one of my gifts when I worked at AHRC was mimicry. And I didn't mimic it to make fun of somebody. I mimicked them to speak to them on their level, on their language, to understand their language. And I did this with babies too, and they would just be like, goobly gobbly gobbly. I'd be like, really? Then what happened? I just really try to like talk to them the way they know. And like Eden used to call a pacifier a pata. So I used to be like, you want your pata? And she would understand it. So it's just one of those things. So the individuals also, I would mimic their language to them while also trying to correct it. So like, oh, what happened? And they're like, oh, I see. So what happened was, and then I would just do that. So I can understand that, but I could also add the educational element of not correcting them necessarily, but giving them correct way to speak. So when we say it, oh, you know what happened? Like something happened. And you're like, oh, you know what happened? Obviously, if it's something detrimental, like, oh, my brother died. You know what happened? My brother died. We won't say, you know what happened? My brother died, But, those types of things. And I think that they are endearing. And I don't care if people don't like it, because I don't do things to please people. I do things to be myself and show you that I'm me. And thanks for liking me. Did I ever tell you the story of these? So this Lisa bought at the boba shop when she was here. Was she here for my birthday? No, it was when I was going to have surgery. She bought this, and we call him a floof, and it's a bunny. And do you see him? And she's like, look, he's got toe beans. And this was the first time I knew about toe beans, because I was on a TikTok, like I was on different types of TikTok. Basically, whatever you like, they try to give you more of that. So she was on like Boop the Floof, like she was on cat and dog TikTok. So she's like, look, toe beans. And I was like, what's toe beans? And she's like, and look, you could boop the floof there. Anyway, so this is a floof. It is a bunny rabbit. But she gave it to me during that time because, no, she bought it when I was having my surgery. She came back in June and she gave it to me because of all the doctor's appointments and all of the things. And she said, it is very calming. I know a lot of kids do fidgets, but petting this is very calming to me, not to everybody. You don't like fur if you're tactile issues. So she gave it to me, and almost instantaneously I lost it. I was like, I don't know if it fell when I was coming out of the wheelchair. I was leaving the doctor's office. I lost my floof. I don't know what happened. He likes to come off of his little ring that he's on. He often likes to get snagged in there and come off the little ring. So I was a little devastated, and I swear I jumped out my purse, and Jim said he looked in the car and couldn't find him. So Jim went back to the boba place and he bought me a pink one. They didn't have the blue one anymore to replace. So I got a pink one. And I was like, oh, thank God, the pink one's back and it's nice and calming. I have a cross that fits in the palm of my hand, and I have an angel that fits in the palm of my hand. But that's for me, that's praying. This is really like for calming myself down. It's my therapy pet. Let's just put it that way. So I got this and I showed Lisa. I was like, I got a pink one. And then one day I went in my purse and there he was. So I know I emptied my purse that day. I'm thinking that my husband actually did find him after he said he cleaned the van and he didn't clean it well, that he found him and stuck him in my purse. But I'm just suspect of that. I'm not sure that that's true. But now I have 2 floofs. So I said to Lisa, I'll give her back the blue one. And she was like, no, just keep them. And she was like, they have to be together. Anyway, they're bunny rabbits and they have ears, obviously, and they're buddies, and they hold my earbuds. I am crazy. There's no doubt. You guys love me for it because it makes you laugh and makes you realize that, oh, you're crazy. Isn't that crazy? Because Jerry's crazy. But they're my earbud buds. They're my earbuds. That's all. And then recently I found my brain guy from Nightmare Before Christmas that my niece gave me. His wheels fell off. But I put him on there as well so I can hang them around my neck. Before I got the earbuds and the earbud holder, he was attached to the thing from the Dollar Tree that's round. And when I first started using my walker last year in June, so I put it around my neck so my earbuds would come with me everywhere. And now I have this whole big earbud thing that goes around my neck. It's not too heavy. Doctor said don't lift 20 pounds. Don't lift anything heavy. So he goes, don't lift anything over 20 pounds. I was like, does my button count? But I didn't say that. I wanted to. I just didn't know this doctor well enough to say, does my butt count? Anyway, this is a super long vlog, and it might be 2. I might break it up into 2 vlogs so that I can have Sunday off. Wouldn't that be great? But I wanted to tell you guys that I loved you, and that was really what the start of this was. I loved you, and I have a little bit of more normalcy in my life. I've made my bed the best of my ability for right now because I'm not really supposed to bend over. So what I do is I kind of like use the grabber and pull it while balancing on the one good leg. But you know what? To me, that's an accomplishment. If I can pull my covers back over my sheets, I'm accomplished. If I can sit up long enough to drink a cup of coffee, accomplishment. If I can walk out to the couch and still make it to the bathroom in time, accomplishment. These are all things that I missed. I missed. The brace is gone and I can do these things. I wanted to tell you, so don't get upset, but last night, I did a lot yesterday, and last night at the restaurant, I started to get a pain in my lower back. Now, I really feel the reason is the chairs at the restaurant are super hard. So I started to sit up straighter against the back of the chair and throw my shoulders back a tiny bit, which is hard to do because of the rashes. And just started to like straighten it, pull my core in, like everything that helps me with my back. So I wanted to just make sure that that was okay. When I laid in bed last night, it was the same. It was like, oh, that's not good. So I said to Jim, okay, I'm already prepared for the worst case scenario. We always prepare for the worst and hope for the best. The worst case scenario is I need a lumbar support, an LSO. And I'll only need to wear it for long distances. The worst case scenario is actually if I've created a fracture, but I really haven't done anything to do that other than sitting for a long period of time. Because I'm trying to be safe. I don't want to be in this brace again. I don't want to be limited again. So Wednesday I have scans in the city, and we'll find out for sure what the next thing is. And I'm going to ask that doctor if I can drive. Because all of a sudden I know that I have to ask permission if I can drive. I don't know. But if he says it's okay to drive, then I think I'm going to drive home from the city. Because Jimmy's got to go to work, and it would be nice for him to be able to rest a little bit. I think I told you before The only reasons that I didn't drive by myself, like home from Texas, was because I have trouble driving at night, vision-wise. The one thing that's happening with the retinopathy is that the headlights are super bright and glaring, and it hurts my eyes. It doesn't prevent me from seeing, obviously, just like headlights coming in you prevents you from seeing well, because you're the way your pupils adjust. But really, that's what it is. It's just like, if he needs to be there, if it becomes a problem while I'm driving, I have yellow blockers that kind of dim them down a little bit, which does help. But he's there for like me driving overnight, so to make sure that if at nighttime. Oh, here he comes. Are you sneaking in here? You look like you were sneaking in here. I saw your shadow against the door.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I love you guys. And if this is 2 vlogs, I love you 2 days in a row. Don't forget. If nobody's told you today that you're loved, you can always come by and hear how much I love you. Because listen, just like at the beginning of this video, you do make it worth my while. No, that doesn't make sense. You make it worth getting up every day and putting on clothes. I love you. And as always, you take care. God bless. And we'll see you next time. Bye.